Radiance ban.
Good morning, good day, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and welcome to this presentation of the Dota 2 Giant Bomb Community Tournament. And tonight's match features Magic is Might against Begurubiado. I'm kind of getting the hang of that name, I think. Begurubiado, and that's Mim versus BB, or Bebe. Good grief.
10 seconds to pick.
I think I'm going to have a few problems with pronunciation tonight. Or is it pronunciation?
5 seconds. Hurry, hurry.
So, these games
Reserve time.
have been taking place over the last couple of weeks, and they'll probably continue for the next few weeks, or next couple of weeks at least. There isn't a hard deadline in place at the moment, but I think a hard deadline for this round-robin phase of matches will be set soon. But so far, Begurubiado have played in 4 matches, and they've yet to gain a win, whereas Might as Magic have come into this tournament, well, they've started playing this tournament quite late because I think one of their primary team members had to duck out of the team for a while, but nonetheless they started playing last night and had a rather fantastic game and got that game, so they're 1-0 in the tournament. In the tournament so far. Magic is Might won the toss, and they chose first pick rather than the side, which left Begurubiado to select what side they wanted, and they've chosen the Radiant side. First picks and bans, I'm not sure we have anything too unexpected within the
Only 10 seconds.
hero bans, but Viper's been knocked out, no teams can play him, says Magic is Might. Of course we have a Lycan ban,
Reserve time.
have a Razor ban and a Brew ban, which leaves some of the really strong heroes still in the pack, and some of the optimal picks in this version of the game, and such heroes like Faceless Void and Skywrath Mage, who synergize extremely well with each other, and perhaps that's why Faceless Void was picked. Just checking, sorry, see who had first pick, and that was Magic is Might. How did the picks and bans go? But anyway, whatever team picked Faceless Void, the other team probably might have been forced a little bit into picking Skywrath Mage, or vice versa. If Skywrath Mage was the first pick, then Faceless Void might have been counterpicked to offset some of that amazing synergy that these two heroes have with each other, because inside a Chronosphere, Skywrath Mage is free to cast his ultimate Mystic Flare, which causes extreme amounts of damage to any heroes caught up in it. Doom is a very strong hero, obviously, has abilities to consume creeps, and his ultimate ability, which shuts a hero on the enemy team up and causes them some damage, and can kind of take them out of fights. So if your heroes aren't if they're focused on magic damage, say for example, if they have a particular spell that they rely on, then Doom can really get that hero out of the equation during a team fight.
Only 10 seconds.
And also, Doom has this fantastic ability to inherit some of the
5 seconds. Hurry, hurry.
Inherit some of the
Reserve time.
spells that creeps have, and some of the creeps in the jungle have got netting spells, or sort of stamp stun spells, and Doom can get hold of those
Team pick.
spells and use them himself. Death Prophet's been picked out for Team BB, and that's probably a Death Prophet going mid. Death Prophet is quite a sad story behind her in the Dota lore. She just wants to die. She doesn't want to come back to life. She doesn't want to resurrect. She apparently just quite a kind of depressing story, really. But nonetheless, her exorcism spell, where she creates a whole number of ghosts around her that do physical attack damage and can really push towers, quite handily, and of course she has a Crypt Swarm, which is kind of like a forward gush of energy, or kind of looks a bit like bad breath that comes and takes some life away from an enemy hero, and that's magical damage. She also has a silence, which often isn't leveled up until the later stages of the match, but it's an area of effect silence, and it can be very handy. Bebe also pick up another very strong pushing character, the Shadow Shaman, with his Mass Serpent wards, and also he's got a fantastic stun in his Shackles move, and quite a powerful Ether Shock. It's a little bit of an area effect in front of him, magical attack, and he can do some pretty nasty damage with that, and also farm up creeps. And he has the ability to turn people into chickens. So
5 seconds.
Shadow Shaman does go well with Faceless Void with his Mass Serpent wards. Now I'm not too sure what the rules are about setting out your Mass Serpent wards inside or outside of Chronosphere. I can't actually remember whether that freezes the Mass Serpent wards or not, but I think I just watched a game with a Witch Doctor, and the Witch Doctor was able to put his ward inside a Chronosphere, and it seemed to work, although there wasn't a cast animation on it. Now I'm not sure whether that was my viewing of it. No, actually I saw it on YouTube, so it was might have been the caster's viewing, a bug in the screen there, but you couldn't really clearly see what's going on under a Chronosphere. Suffice to say that typically there's just plenty of damage going on under a Chronosphere if Faceless Void gets his way. Ancient Apparition, a fantastic pick there for Team BB. And I've missed out a couple more bands and a couple of picks for Magic is Might, and they choose the Vengeful Spirit and the Wraith King to bolster their team. And these are two very useful heroes,
5 seconds remain.
both with some stuns. And Venge has a kind of an armor reduction
You still haven't reached a conclusion. Clearly,
spell,
Dota is the
and
right game for you.
Wraith King specialises in not dying, resurrecting. Maybe his use is to kind of run into the middle of a team fight and die first. And the aura of him resurrecting creates a tremendous slow to all the enemy heroes around him. And then he comes back to life, fully healthed up, and is able to potentially change the flow of a team fight. But he needs to kind of get in there and die first, which sounds a little bit counterintuitive, potentially, especially if you're kind of building Wraith King up to be sort of a strength hero with loads of health and potentially a little bit of armor. So the final pick for Bebe is being considered. They've banned Silencer and Slark and Templar Assassin, whilst the last couple of bans coming out for Might is Magic, Magic is Might, Mim, I think is the safest thing to call Magic is Might. The Witch Doctor, Tide Hunter, and Centaur Warrunner. BB pick up Bristleback, a extremely tanky, hard to kill hero, and specialises in turning his back on an attacking team, and the damage that's meted out to Bristleback under those circumstances is dramatically reduced as he skills up his Bristleback passive ability, so he can get a kind of 40% reduction in damage when he just kind of turns and runs away. And a lot of the time Bristleback is built as a very sort of tanky, sustainable hero.
5 seconds. Hurry,
And he has terrible nasal goo that slows and reduces armor. So Ancient Apparition again is kind of a handy pick with Faceless Void, because when someone's trapped inside a Chronosphere, Faceless Void's ultimate Ice Blast can find its targets quite easily, presumably the targets being inside the Chronosphere. And we're just waiting now for Might is Magic, Magic is Might, sorry, to do their final pick, and I will be calling them Might is Magic, quite honestly, on quite a few occasions in this match, because I just can't get it into my head that isn't their name. They're really using up a lot of reserve time. They pick up Invoker as their last pick, So I presume Invoker might well go mid, and we could either see a Wraith King or a Doom on their off lane, whereas almost certainly Bristleback is going to be the chosen off lane player for Team Bebe, and Faceless Void may well be in the middle of some sort of farming trio.
Just a minute or so now until the game starts. Patience.
So as we witness these heroes going down their respective lanes into battle, we see Team Baby grouping together and heading into their jungle. If I can just introduce the team to you, it's Baghdadi on the Death Prophet, Duke No Duke on the Faceless Void, Chenju, who's the team captain, playing the Shadow Shaman, putting a nice observer ward down there outside the Roshan pit, Boothie playing the Bristleback, and McZack on the Ancient Apparition.
30 seconds to video game.
Majuji on Doom for Team Mim, Magic is Might, places a hidden ward there in the Radiant jungle, and that may well have the effect of blocking these creep camps and preventing some early oh my goodness, there's pings coming out all over the map. So there's a chance of these creep camps being blocked, and a little bit of creep farming, jungle creep farming being stopped there on the Radiant side. Let's see if it's actually worked. So we have Dr. Duster for Magic is Might on the Vengeful Spirit, and it looks like Invoker, as is tradition, has gone mid, and he looks like he's going to be building a Cross Exhort build, the Flamey Invoker, which gives him extra attack damage, and as well as the Sunstrike ability, gives him the Forge Spirits in the early game to enable him to push. We have Flaboer, who's sponsored by Pornhub. Oh,
Spills.
sorry, there's Doom who's just gone down there. I'm not sure he was in his safe lane, and it looks like he's been taken down now. Who has the first kill gold? Looks like Void's lagging. I missed out that. Of course, it was Chenju. Picks up his first kill gold.
Okay, back to killing each other.
So missed out on first blood. I am a terrible caster, but you don't need me to tell you that. So haven't introduced our team Magic is Might, and we have Captain Kirby on the Wraith King, Flaboer, sponsored by Pornhub, on the Skywrath Mage, and Vengeful Spirit, who's just pulled some creeps here into the Dire jungle to get a bit of bonus XP, and also to deny Bristleback, played by Boothie for Team BB, and he's attacking. So we have a gank coming up middle, and Invoker has gone down in that. So they've gotten pushed under the tower, and Ancient Apparition gets that kill. Things are happening thick and fast, and Vengeful Spirit picks up this double damage rune. I think Chenju's spotted, but they're not pursuing. They're walking up to the top lane here, seeing if they can carry on this this gank. But Wraith King spots it and retreats to back under his tower. Vengeful Spirit senses what's coming, but Chenju's near enough. Is there going to be a shackle? No, there isn't. Ancient Apparition casting his chilling touch to give the heroes in an area around him a little bit of extra damage, I think. And this 3 versus 3 top lane, quite crowded. It's too tense. I think I need to find out what's happening in the middle lane while we have Invoker and Baghdadi. It was too tense, but I should have stayed there because Shadow Shaman's just been dropped. But Zack's going very, very low, but the Wraith King was down. And Bristleback is doing his work on the Wraith King whilst everyone was focusing on Ancient Apparition. Skywrath Mage also very low. I think Chenju respawned and has come straight back on the offensive. Death Prophet seems to be winning the battle of the runes at the moment in the mid lane. Picked up an invisibility and bottled it. Faceless, Void and Death Prophet for Radiant side. Team BB are both at the top of the table in the farming stakes. Another Ancient Apparition and the Shadow Shaman shackling Invoker, and a big burst of damage gets them, but there's 3 from Mim chasing after, and the Ancient Apparition not fast enough to escape that one. So an Invoker for an Ancient Apparition. Well, I'm not convinced that wasn't slightly advantageous to Team Bebe. But then again, nobody likes to die, so it's hard to say after 5 minutes. I was going to check the gold, but we have a message here that's obscuring my button. Yeah, we have just a slight 1,000 advantage in both gold and XP to Team Begurubiado. Death Prophet level 7 already has her Exorcism, a 3 points in Crypt Swarm, has a bottle with invisibility and some phase boots, so she's doing well. And saying that she's, I think that's that auto popped. It looks like Veg is kind of caught out. I'm not sure whether that was a trip warding, but she's caught in a cold snap. Just needs a couple more hits and down, but Invoker's defending. He doesn't pursue though. Invoker at the moment, just with his tangos and a couple of branches, and a Midas recipe on the way now. Midas, fantastic for Invoker, and you know, Invoker gaining levels just increases the number and the power of his spells that he can cast. But the thing with the Hand of Midas is that it doesn't actually do that much for you. Soon after you get it, maybe it gives you a little bit of extra speed, attack damage, but oh, we have another attack going here on Bristleback. We have 3 team members of Mim ganging up
Dire's middle tower is being attacked
and successfully cutting down Bristleback.
Dire's middle tower taking damage.
So the Hand of Midas may well be of value later, but in the early game it doesn't really do too much. And I'm wondering, can Invoker stand that stands to resist, kind of giving a little bit of an advantage away to Team Bibby in getting his Hand of Midas. There used to be all the rage in the last patch before this one, when Dota was much more of a farm-oriented game. But now the matches tend to be quite short and sweet, and there's plenty of attacking, plenty of early push. Well, some damage being done to the mid tower on Dire, just over half health left. Doom and Void facing off against each other. Check items now. Void has a Midas too, and Doom has a Midas. So this is a Midas game. There's a game going to be scheduled to start at least immediately after this game finishes, and if everyone buys Midases, then this game could take a while. Let's just have a quick look. So there'll be 3 Midases on the field very soon. Bristleback has his ring of health. I mean, I'd imagine he's going for the Vanguard, potentially. That gives quite a bit of extra tankiness, but we have a fight down at the bottom here, and there was a Shackles by a Shadow Shaman on the Doom. It had all sorts of attacks, and we have a Sunstrike that picks out Faceless Void. Very nicely aimed. 6 and 5 for scores. Kind of a close game. It's not kind of a close game, it is a close game. As the XP and gold graphs are a couple of grand. It's nothing too much. Exorcism again from Death Prophet. Trying to push this wave up, trying to get herself to the tower. But we have 2 heroes behind the tower that are going to defend it. Chenju, still level 5 on the Shadow Shaman, doesn't have the Mass Serpent Ward available to him yet. But he doesn't care. They're making a concerted effort, but we have a TP in, and Shadow Shaman is doomed and stunned and out of the match for the time being. Good defense there by Team Magic is Might. Ping's coming out on the top lane.
Dire's bottom tower is being attacked.
Bristleback now it does have his Vanguard.
Dire's bottom tower under
Ancient
fire.
Apparition, level 5, so close to getting his ultimate Ice Blast spell. And is he going to be building up into an Aghanim Scepter? Are we going to be seeing an Aghanim's AA? Or will it be in Midas AA? The Ags on A is really, really powerful. It really extends the duration of damage on his Ice Blast, and it makes heroes unable to heal up, even when they're back in their own fountain. Kind of a quick to recharge ability, and a couple of sort of random ice blasts can actually gain you kills without even knowing it sometimes. Wraith King versus Void. Void's on level 10 now, and he's set up his Chronosphere. And we have an Exorcism going in, but Wraith King is going to jump back into life. And we have a Sunstrike coming down, and Void goes down again. But the Exorcism might that be too much for Doom? I think it is. And also Wraith King's getting caught out in these ghosts that are running after him. But Death Prophet whirls herself up into the air with a newly acquired Yule Scepter and avoids any damage that is being meted out to her whilst up in that tornado, and then replenishes all of her health as her ghosts return.
Dire's bottom tower is being attacked.
But it was only Void and Doom that died in that match, and everyone else was kind of careful to stay right out of trouble, but the glyph was activated by the Dire team,
Under fire.
protecting their tower for just a precious few seconds. But the tower doesn't seem to be the focus. It seems to be Skywrath Mage, and Death Prophet's running after, but she backs off. Shadow Shaman, Vengeful Spirit have gone down. Now I missed out on that kill, but there was a Mass Serpent Ward laid down, and the Dire top tower's been taken now. So we have 2 towers down on Bebe's account, and that will affect the gold standings. And Bebe now approaching 5,000. The XP quite a bit low, 2,000 XP. The rune's been pinged out, and I think Death Prophet is going to go and collect that. So Midas Doom, as well as his Consume, Devour ability, and Midas really levels Doom up quite quickly and turns him into a real monster late game. We have Magic's Might, or 4 members of them at least, standing behind their tower, but they're prepared for the attack that's incoming from the and the Void moves in on the Chronosphere, but there's a Mystic Flare come out, and all sorts of colours going on my screen. I can't really tell what's going on, but it does look like Faceless Void's been doomed. And we've seen Venge go down, and we've got Invoker was very low, now he's gone down. Captain Kirby there, again being chased by ghosts. And the Death Prophet used Doom to hold him in place until Shadow Shaman could get up and shackles him, and now we've got the Mass Serpent Wars put down on the T2, the bottom Dire tower, and it looks like this tower's going to get popped. That was a really good fight there, team fight from Team Bebe.
Radiant's middle tower is being attacked.
Excellent play. Now Team Bebe just retreating onto the next objective. Bristleback's cloak, ring of regen, another ring of regen. This could be building up into a pipe ultimately. Which allows the whole team to evade a certain amount of magical damage. Doom with his Scorched Earth used. Coming to join the rest of his team behind the T2 tower. So it's another team fight mid and another exorcism set off by the Death Prophet.
Dire's middle tower taking.
Dire don't want to get too close. They're kind of hanging around in the back. They're not doing that much to defend it, but what can they do? Exorcism is just about reaching the tower with some of these ghosts. It is a level 2 exorcism. And as exorcism completes, we have Death Prophet was netted, but Void then brings out a Chronosphere, but he's kind of blasted from Skywrath Mage and his ultimate ability. And Death Prophet's doomed. And the meatball comes down. And that was quite a nice defence there from Magicka's Might. Despite the death of Invoker and Skywrath Mage and the very low health of the 3 remaining teammates, Void, Bristleback and Shadow Shaman have been taken down. And the scores in terms of kills and deaths are 11 and 13. And in terms of XP, you see the graph now has made a decided return towards the centre, but it's still in Team BB's favour in terms of nearly 3,000 XP and gold, while BB are still in the lead with over 7,500 more gold. Faces forward with his Mask of Madness now in his build. Gives him an immense amount of speed, but of course that's an attack speed advantage he has, and he also does have a movement speed advantage with the Mask of Madness, doesn't he? But there's also a 30% damage penalty when he's under Mask of Madness, so he really needs to watch out. Looks like we have a smoke here from Team Bebe that were chasing the Wraith King, and the smokes might have been popped on Shadow Shaman. I didn't see that he was smoked originally, and Wraith King thinks he might be going on a single target. But his teammates aren't too far away.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
So the whole of the Radiant team are moving up to the next objective, the T2 top tower from the Dire team, but Dire are here, but the Math Serpent Wards are out too, and the Exorcism. Now how can you defend against something like that unless you go into these spells and try and brave your way through them? But do they have anyone with enough tankiness to do that? And as soon as that T2 tower objective has been taken, BB have the sense to back. But is there going to be some trap set up by Doom? They have warded, there's a Radiant Ward here, alerting them to the presence. And the Chronosphere, there's a chicken, and the Chronosphere was set, but no, but Doom evades the Chronosphere, but he can't evade being a chicken. And Skywrath Mage also pops his ultimate, but it doesn't land on anyone. So there's a great summit coming out there from Wraith King. And it kills the Wraith King, but the Wraith King reawakens after slowing everyone down a bit. And now Death Prophet's in a bit of trouble. She's swapped out, she was stunned, but she uses her Shiva's Guard to slow the enemy down as she escapes with very little health. But who's left up top? Well, it's the Invoker, who's gone all invisible. And I think Bristleback and Ancient Apparition are wondering where he's gone. All sorts of pings coming out. Well, these pings of despair, pings of worry. Well, I don't know. Let me have a look at the gold. That was the XP and the gold. So the gold's definitely a 10,000 advantage to Team Bebe. And I just want to take a quick moment to have a look. We've got 2 Midases on Magicka's Might and the 1 Midas on Team Bebe, but Bebe are certainly getting the objectives. They're certainly getting the towers down, and so far Magicka's Might haven't taken any Radiant towers yet. The racial attempt is on. And Magicka's Might, do they know of this? Doom looks like he's just walking down the bot lane. AA is standing guard, but they do have a ward, and the Aegis is picked up on the Void. And Dooms runs back, but he's whisked up into the air by Death Prophet, and now he's shackled. And Doom goes down, but not before he's doomed the Death Prophet. The fight still continues though. He faces forward, getting off the Chronosphere and getting Vengeful Spirit in that. And faces forward, went down, but resurrects thanks to the Aegis. So Shadow Shaman went down there, but Wraith King Venge and Doom went down for Magic is Might in that team fight. Team Bebe seems to have the momentum in this match. Really well played from Team Bebe, and maybe this is the match they can get themselves into the Games 1 graph. So we have the Mass Serpent Wars ready. Exorcism still on cooldown. And Skywrath turned into a chicken, but not before he's had a chance to silence the Void. The Mass Serpent Wars have been dropped, and I think Wraith King's going in and farming them off, but we have the Shiva's guard enabled on Death Prophet, and Wraith King dies yet again and then comes back to life, but can he take the pressure of this? He gets Ancient Apparition down, but Bristleback's still wailing on him, and the final crit swarm from Death Prophet gets him down. And that fight was a lot more closer, but we still have Bebe with an advantage there, only 3 heroes down instead of 4.
Radiant's top tower is being attacked.
This is very well played from Team Bebe so far, and kind of have a lot of admiration for this this change of form from this team. Excellent stuff. Magic is Might looking to do something now. Skywrath's put down a couple of wards to protect his Ancients and the bot lane, see if there's anything that might be coming up. Doom's devouring a creep in the jungle. He has a mech and arcane boots. And Invoker also chooses to get a Yule's. I mean, there's a lot of mana regen inherent in a Yule's Scepter, so that's a good choice for someone as spell hungry as Invoker is. Now we have a Venge swap, but then we have a Skywrath ultimate, and Death Prophet gets her ultimate off, and there's another huge team fight going on here. And then Invoker Meatball drops. Shadow Shaman goes down again, but Team Bebe seems to have wiped out all of Magic is Might, and now the creep wave is at the top tower, so they might as well have a free go on it. There is no defence of this tower. Well, apart from the glyph. The glyph has been used up, but that's only a couple of seconds of protection. And the tower's down. And can they make any dents on these barracks before the rest of the Radiant team respawn? Yes, they can. They have the melee barracks down and the ranged on the Ray. And before any trouble can occur, they've backed off a little bit. And then they just choose to farm the dire jungle. So BKB pickup on Death Prophet. Still 10 charges on it. Shadow Shaman with an excellent blink. Goes past the double damage rune. And that might well be given off to Bristleback, or Death Prophets could well be coming back for that one. So Team Magic is Might, they're trying to reclaim their jungle, but do they know about this this Team Bebe occupation of their lower jungle? Magic is Might sticking to the safety of their base. Was Invoker just farming some ancients with his forged spirits? Bristleback looks to be building the components of the heart of Tarask, and that's going to make him extraordinarily tanky. He already has 2,400 health, plus this ability of his that mitigates 40% of damage when his back's turned, so he's going to be an extraordinarily hard hero to kill when the heart arrives, and it looks like there's maybe only about 700-800 gold required in order to get it. I'm not sure anyone's saving for buybacks at the moment.
Dire's bottom tower is being attacked.
Zack on the Ancient Apparition, after getting a 4-staff that can manoeuvre him into or out of trouble. Now looks like he's starting to focus on his Ag Scepter. Void with his Crystallis. Let's follow this ball, see where it lands. I don't think it's caught anyone. Oh, yep, well, Skyrath Mage is a little bit affected by that. It's a level 2 Ice Blast though, so that's not going to do too much damage to Skyrath, and looks like he's nearly regened.
Double damage.
Well, there's a little bit of inaction here in the match for the first time, I think. Whilst I think that blast caught a couple there. A little bit of an action for the first time, as I say, in the match. Has been quite frenetic up to now. I think these teams are maybe finalising their items for the final assault on base, and again, what a pushing lineup this is, with the Exorcism and the Mass Serpent Wards, and if we have a powerful Ice Blast being spammed out. It's going to be difficult to defend from these sort of these heroes, and Death Prophet really focusing on the kind of defensive items. With the Shiva's Guard gives quite a bit of armour, also quite a bit of extra attack, but BKB effectively that's just a little bit of extra damage and a lot of strength and a lot of magic immunity. But Death Prophet with 1400 health, not amazingly tanky. I mean, despite her armour, plus 15 armour at this stage of the game. I think that's a build more for evasion than for tankiness. Void's just spotted out Invoker. They both have observer wards here on this warding point. And Wraith King wandering out of base, just having a look around. Doom trying to use his Hand of Midas. And the Radiant team are kind of pretty free to roam all over the map. and get a roach, but there's a... Invoke a Sunstrike. So they know this is happening, but they know there's not too much they can do about it. The Magic is Might team. Void picks up the Aegis again. We can see the XP chart now is 15,000 plus for BB, and gold is also at 15,000. It's their advantage in this game, which has just gone over half an hour with play so far. And we now do have some sort of assault here on the mid tower. Glyph comes out though, but the exorcism is a level 3 exorcism. All of the ghosts are out for this exorcism, but Death Prophet's not quite moving near enough to the tower to have her ghosts connect it. I think Shadow Shaman is still, after using his Serpent Ward on the Roshan pit, doesn't have that available to assist this push. So that mid barracks tower is less than half health, and the pipe gets activated, and the heroes have waited now till the next creep wave comes up, and now they're just attacking the town. The mass Serpent Ward is up, and this could be the end of the mid barracks. But Faceless Void has been doomed, and we have someone's Yules up in the air, and I don't know whether that was a defensive Yules or an offensive Yules, but it was Doom was taken out, but he's brought back, and Wraith King was taken down, but he's returned back to life, and he's been really affected by these mass serpents. Skywrath Mage has gone down, and looks like Doom, who haven't been brought back, is now being pounded on by the Bristleback, and he's getting gooed all over and spikes, and now the Crypt Swarm, and he comes down, and that's enough for Magic is Might and AGG, and Team Bebe win this, and that was a fantastic fantastic match, and an amazing turnaround from Bebe, who I would thought, after seeing these both of these teams play previously, I would have put Rare, if I was a gambling man, of course, I would have put a Rare on Magic is Might, but Team Bibby have come through, and they're now off the ground, and they're I think one win now, and there were some amazing plays there. Bristleback quietly just got on and managed to get a 10-2 kill death ratio. Death Prophet, fantastic, no deaths. That's a perfect game for Death Prophet, and Magic is Might just had no answer. Well, Magic is Might are about to play in the next game, which should be starting at 9 PM British time. It's just nearly 8:30 at the moment, so there's just enough time to set up a lobby and settle everyone into that game. And Might is Magic are going to be playing Cheese Lump, and I'll be casting that game. So if you could stick around and watch that, I'll be very grateful. I've been Diz. Thanks very much for watching this game, though.